Isaac Murdoch, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us. We learned about the Dufferin-Peel Catholic District School Board's decision to not fly the Every Child Matters flag through you. How did you find this out, and what do you think about the decision that was made here?
It was found out just through my contacts and with people that I know in that community. And it actually wasn't the Dufferin-Peel Catholic School Board that said no. It was actually the 10 trustees that made a decision that said no. So Dufferin-Peel Catholic School Board goes above and beyond to ensure that Indigenous schools and students are looked after well. It was the trustees. And there was 10 trustees that made this decision. One of them voted no. The flag should go up. These nations have a right to put up their flag. 9 of them voted and said no. And actually, one trustee actually said that they're covered in the song O Canada, our home and native land. And they said, so no, they don't get anything extra. So it's really, for me, it's not just racism, but it's systemic racism that's still built into society that's reflecting through the trustees.
With this decision made, this recent decision, what is your reaction to this, and what do you think needs to be done now?
Well, I think that number one, as nations, we have every right to put our flags up that represent our people. And right now we have anywhere between 75 to 90% of our people in those school systems. And of course, we're still dealing with missing and murdered Indigenous women and children and peoples. We're dealing with the impacts of residential schools. We're dealing with the strong impacts of the CAS and how they have put our families into deficit. And we have every right to create awareness, to raise our flags, and to say, hey, there's an alarm bell ringing here, and something's wrong. And we know that that's going to be changed through the education systems. And so, of course, we have every right to do that. And by these trustees making this decision that we're not allowed is a complete infringement on our inherent rights to govern ourselves on our own lands.
Do you think it's also a slap in the face towards the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to actions?
100%. Like, how can these trustees actually say you can't fly your flag? And that's just not the Every Child Matters flag. That's nationhood flags as well. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it's a complete, utter disgrace. I think it stems out of racism, and it's totally uncalled for, and there needs to be an intervention.
Many of the government-funded Indian residential schools were run by the Catholic Church. The late Pope Francis apologized in 2022 for the Church's role in these genocidal institutions. Despite not waiting to fly this flag, the Dufferin-Peel Catholic District School Board, like you said, does have an Indigenous Educational Council that provides input on Indigenous education. Do you think they need to go further here, or is that enough?
No, I think that this is a society issue. And so somebody like, as myself, who was actually taken away at the age of 5 by Indian agents, there's still a lot of systemic issues. And I think that society is the one that's to blame here. Because the trustees are voted by society. And so there's still systemic issues within society, so that's what we gotta change. But I also think too that as nations, we also have a say as to what happens in these institutions. These institutions get a lot of money from the government on our behalf, which is our money. And I think that it's unfair, it's unequitable, and it's also, but again, it's not always our problem to fix. Canada needs to fix itself. You know what I mean? Like, why do we always have to be the ones to go to the media, you know, do the protest, try to make policy reform? Canada needs to get involved. If they're an actual partner, a nation-to-nation relationship, they need to get involved and start fixing themselves. This can't just continue on like this, especially when we're dealing with an issue that's so contentious and so blatantly racist. Canada needs to do its work to stop this. And so I believe that that's a better approach as opposed to having the school fix it. I think it's society needs to fix itself.
Isaac Murdoch, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time.
Let's do this.